to our administrative staff and an audience here. We got a little late start for this public hearing, but today is Monday, July 22nd, 2024, and this is the City of Romulus City Council special meeting public hearing. This hearing is for the public to provide input and/or objections to the proposed special assessment for the Merriman, Wickham, Smith, and Vining Roads Enhancement District. And at this time, Madam Chair, will take roll call. Councilwoman Abdo. Here. Councilman Barton is excused. Councilwoman Roscoe. Here. Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
Councilwoman Williams.
Here.
And Councilman Wilson.
Here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum. Tonight's public hearing agenda is as follows. Number 1, roll call. Number 2, agenda. Number 3, public hearing discussion. Number 4, public comment. And number 5, adjournment. And a motion will be in order to accept tonight's public hearing agenda as presented.
So moved to accept the public hearing agenda as presented.
Support.
Moved by Talley, supported by Wadsworth to accept the public hearing agenda. Talley?
Yes.
Wadsworth?
Yes.
Celeste?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Wilson?
Here.
Chair votes yes.
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We are now into the public hearing discussion, and I guess to lead off in the discussion, will it be Kevin Kraus?
Good evening, Council. Thanks for having me here this evening. I'm here to discuss the Merriman, Wickham, Smith and Vining Road Enhancement District. We've had a special assessment district on the Merriman Road corridor coming out of the airport for some time. If you travel that corridor, you'll notice there's a number of different enhancements that have occurred there over time, particularly in the median, that include the kind of ornamental lighting that's along Merriman Road, the banners that are on those light poles that most recently we have the draft banners. Well, the draft visited the Detroit metro area. We currently have, I think, some Romulus banners, Home of Opportunity, and Gateway to Michigan banners that are over there right now. This special assessment district also is responsible for all the lighting in that median during the holiday time, and then also there's several smaller pocket parks along the Merriman Road corridor there. Basically, from where the median starts, kind of right by Public Service Credit Union, heading south down into the airport is where our current special assessment district is. And the cost for those enhancements in that area was basically distributed among the tax-paying businesses along that corridor. As we have developed with the Amazon and the ViStar, the Scanel, the Opus 1 and 2 buildings, and the North Point development along Smith Road, Vining Road, and Wickham Road, we've started to look at what do we want that atmosphere to be, and what do we want the amenities in those areas to be as well. I will report that at the TIFA meeting this month, the TIFA board has approved about a $130,000 project that will be in the median at the north median corner of Wick and Vining, which will be 3 flag posts and a kind of like a welcome area into that industrial and hotel district. And that welcome sign will mimic the one that is over at Hannon and Northline, over by that building. So it'll be kind of like a granite sign, welcome to the city of Romulus into that area. There'll be 3 flag poles, one 80 feet high, which will have the U.S. flag, and then 2 60 feet fly, which will fly our state of Michigan flag, and we are having a larger flag for the city of Romulus also that will be flown on the 3rd flagpole at that location. So the goal here is to expand that special assessment district from the Merriman Road corridor to kind of the other streets that are surrounding that area, and then also sharing the cost of that across several different businesses versus just the limited businesses that we're paying and kind of feeling the brunt of that on Merriman Road. So in the packet, there is a list of all the businesses. It expands it from about 24 to 57 different properties where the tax capture will occur. And you can see on that spreadsheet on the far right-hand side, there's a number in the white column that basically shows how much those businesses that currently were paying on that road we're paying, and then what their actual payment will drop to. So it's just spreading that over a larger area. So it reduces some of the tax burden to the ones that have kind of really grunted it for a number of years during our current special assessment district. If council has any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Through the chair,
Yes.
just for the record, there was no, we've had previous discussion and there is no residential in this area. It's a strict,
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
just
Yeah,
for the
it
record.
does not impact residential, impacts businesses only. During the first session that we had, I think it was 2 months ago, we didn't have anyone that came forward to speak against this. We did have letters from Ashley Capital and support from North Point also, which are large landowners in that area and will, share a large portion of the funds.
thank you.
Any further discussion from council? No? I just want to make sure, Kevin, this is all within, say, from Vining back over to Merriman?
Correct. So on Vining Road, it starts from the 94, goes all the way to E-Course on Vining, so that entire corridor. From Vining east on Wick, all the way to Wickham.
Okay.
And curves Wickham up to Merriman Road. And then Smith Road that connects the two from Vining to Merriman. And will include the current SAD that we have.
Yes.
So it's just kind of combined in it and
Yeah,
expanding
that
it.
area.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for that
Yep.
clarification. So, no further.
If there's no more discussion from council, the next portion on our agenda, this portion, we're talking about public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for those who are in the audience. And if you would like to address City Council regarding tonight's public hearing agenda, you may do so by raising your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium and state your name. Please note that you will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Jeff Thompson. I represent Cooper Hotels, and we have the Embassy Suites, Hilton Garden Inn, and Hampton Inn. So I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't come and ask questions about where my money's going in this new assessment. So I don't have comment, I probably have questions.
Yes.
It talks about grass cutting. Kevin, what grass on Wickham and Vining will be part of that?
Yeah, so we would continue to do what's currently being done on Merriman Road, which is primarily the median itself. There's a couple smaller island areas, like at the tip of kind of where Wickham turns into, by the speedway there.
Yeah.
That tip there on the other side of Smith Road, the median on Smith Road, the end of Smith Road.
Who's taking care of that now, if you don't mind?
So currently the city's taking care of all of that. Yep. And then also the entire median from 94 north to E-Course on Vining, and the median on Smith will be all of the grass cutting and landscaping.
Okay. Is there a board or committee that will be formed to approve expenses that are coming as a result of the special assessment?
So currently that runs through our assessors department with Julie Albert through her office.
Okay, I guess my question is what representation do the members that are paying the money have, or if any?
Actually, is there a board? I'm not sure if there's a board through her office. I believe it just runs through her office, correct? Yeah. Yeah, so there is, annually, there's a breakdown on everything that is approved and expended. And then I believe there is provisions, and Steve, maybe you can speak to this, that if there's a surplus, that at the end of the year, that they do have the option of distributing back, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess my other comment would be to plead that we we have some sort of representation, if it not be a committee or something that's in that office to discuss the expenditures and be approved by that board, or board, committee, whatever we want to call it. I just think when we're putting that much money out, we ought to have some say in where it goes. And I'm in no way opposed to the special assessment, I just want representation.
Yes,
Mr. Chair,
go ahead.
just the comment I'd like to make back to some of your questions as far as costs go. Currently, like in the information we received tonight, there's a projected amounts for each thing that gets done, you know, as far as the landscaping and just the electric and the gas, and just everything that entails, the whole little list here. And I'm sure that as that budget gets broke down and where the monies go, I'm sure that the owners, the businesses would be able to access that information.
I'd like to access it prior to it being spent as opposed to afterward.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, I don't think it's fair sometimes to have one person in charge of it, so all of a sudden we're gonna do a huge Christmas display and, you know, and then our costs go up and the next year we have to assess more. I just think, you know, it's our area, it's our neighborhood, we're the ones paying for it, so let us have a say in it.
Mayor, I think since Kevin says that Julie Alberts is over this, the one, wouldn't it be fair to make sure before anything is done when it comes to charging any of those clients over there in that area, to meet with them or inform them? Because as he said, if you just charge them and they're not even aware that they're being charged for whatever the city decides to do, that would, I mean, I don't know if the mayor can set up a board, but if Julie Alberts can stay in touch with all those in that particular area and inform them beforehand what's getting ready to happen, to see if somebody has some type of disagreement about it.
Yeah, I think, you know, obviously this evening is one of those opportunities to give input, and we'll be able to take that back and also discuss that with her. And I just want one clarification, the ask for the proposed amount doesn't fluctuate. It's that amount that we're asking for. So we can't expend past that as far as that goes. And the special assessment district, I think, I don't believe that there's a sunset on it, is there, Steve? Yeah.
So
it's establishing.
everything goes up, you know, and we always want to spend more, so that's my concern too, is let's, and maybe that's her prerogative to, and she manages that solely. Is that the way that happens? I mean, what are you gonna do with inflation?
Yeah.
When that money doesn't take care of cutting the grass and decorating?
You just shut it off. So, no, I appreciate, through the chair, I appreciate you coming out tonight too, because we want to hear ownership. So this is, the intent behind this program is to beautify that entire area, so it'll immediately impact you guys. But we definitely want to hear input and ideas and
We're all for
thoughts.
it, Mayor. We're
I'm glad you're here.
I don't want this to seem negative. This is the time to ask questions.
I completely understand that and appreciate you being here, because you should ask those questions, right? And we are definitely open to suggestions. So right now, it currently is housed under the assessor. But we are definitely open to suggestions, and we want to partner with you, and even in the meetings we have with the hotels quarterly, we'd love to hear your thoughts and concerns, because we don't know. We can assume, like the issues with the park benches. We thought that those were a great thing, and it turns out that wasn't such a great thing. So we don't know what we don't know, so we want to hear input. So I'm happy that you're here, continuing that communication, and it is a partnership, right?
Yes, it is.
So we'll continue to work with you, but right now, it's currently housed in the assessor's office. But we will always be open for communication from you guys who are our residents and the taxpayers who put into this fund. But it's really about beautifying that area and that threshold in our community. And unfortunately, our DPW guys don't have the time to be able to maintain it the way we'd love to see it done. So we're trying to also help them, and this will allow DPW to get into our parks and spend some more time there. So I think it's a creative solution, but we definitely want to have input from the people who are paying into that fund, so.
Thank you.
Okay, through the chair,
Yes.
so this SAD is not new, right? This is not a new thing, right?
So we currently have a SAD for that Merriman Road
Right.
corridor, just on Merriman Road. This is expanding it to include
And that
Wickham,
includes
Smith.
where he was included?
Correct.
Got
They
it.
weren't, so Embassy's properties were not included before because it didn't
Now
go down
it is.
Wickham. Now they will be.
Got it. I got it. Okay, sounds good.
One last comment through the chair. So, Mayor, you mentioned that you meet quarterly with the hotels.
Yes.
So I would imagine that would be a time when they could ask those questions and put that input in and get that information too, and put any suggestions or things you'd like to see or what have you, as far as that goes, to be involved in those quarterly meetings.
Madam Chairman.
That's fine. We operate 17 hotels throughout the United States, and what we see when these special assessments are made, there's a board formed, and they are of the people who are putting in partnership with the city. So we're able to help control our money.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason for my plea.
Okay, thank you for coming.
Yeah. If I can, Kevin, once this assessment is set, you'd have to come back to us to increase it.
Correct.
Obviously, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, fine, thank you.
And so, and I understand what business owner is saying, that if all possible, this is something new, or moving forward, now it's expanding, even though some of them will be paying less. Could there be a board of those businesses that come together? Even if it's not now, moving forward, can we do that so they can always be aware of what's coming to them, instead of the city just making that decision and sending them a bill?
No, I understand, and just to, reiterate what the mayor said is we want the input, and I know Julie Albert is very fair when it comes to those things.
Oh,
And
definitely.
I'm sure she's more than willing to sit down with the hotels and make
Good.
sure we have input and make sure we have good consensus, and moving forward with projects in that area.
Right, so just so he can be clear,
Yep.
moving forward, if he can gather some of the other businesses that want to be right there on top of it before, they get a bill, if we can inform our assessor through the mayor, if we can inform her to get with these businesses and try to bring something together.
No, we appreciate when businesses are proactive and they're working and reaching out and working with the city and in collaboration. As you can see, we went from 24 people on this list to 57, and we have one representation from 57 businesses here this evening. So we reach out on a regular basis, and a lot of times it's crickets.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I know. Thank you.
Yep.
Any more public comment?
Is there any more public comment from the audience?
No? We close that out.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Number 5 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Wadsworth, support by Roscoe to adjourn this meeting. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Roscoe, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Wadsworth? Tally?
Yes.